sky of roots looks different today. I can feel that change is coming. Oh, perfect. This will make a wonderful power source for my machine. If I'm right, I'll soon find out what lies beyond the sky of roots. Isn't that exciting? Escape? Not at all. This is my calling. It's the Lord of the Depths who calls me to him, and I'm merely answering. Would he have given me this desire to reach the great deep if I weren't meant to follow it? It's my purpose, my destiny. That's why I built this machine. And thanks to you, I now have the final piece to set it in motion. Maybe I am. And what's wrong with that? Have you seen this place? Have you been to the Ulcerate? It's cruel. Nothing but struggle, death, and a pointless chase after knowledge we'll never truly grasp. And do you know why? Because we're damned deep dwellers, that's why. Our minds will never comprehend the great deep, let alone all knowledge. That's why I want to leave. To experience something more than this wretched, suffocating world. My sister. She does well enough here, but yes, she has doubts. But she also hopes for change. And you're a sign of change, aren't you? Maybe your arrival means I don't have to leave after all. Maybe the choice you make when your journey ends will change Saras for the better. All right, I'll stay and see what happens next. I'll talk to Waste. If nothing changes, we'll leave together, and neither of us will be alone. Thank you for speaking with me, Toplander. It gave me a lot to think about, and reassured me that I'm making the right decision. Here, take the design I promised you for bringing me the essence. And if you ever feel like watching the sky of roots together, you know where to find me.
The Toplander has found this...
Oz says I'll be clever one day. Clever like her.
Will you grow scales, do you think? If you stay long enough? You've given me a gift. I will treasure it. Thank you for your knowledge, Toplander. I need to put it away. See that it sits neatly. Come back later, when I have room for more. The sea gives, the sea takes away. I redistribute. Try not to get eaten. Will you try?
Greetings, Toplander. It's a peaceful village, though not without its share of problems. They all share one ambition, but it often gives rise to competitiveness instead of cooperation. It saddens me to see. I had thought a common goal would be unifying, but instead it became currency. I hadn't noticed that, but you're right. I belong to the Archive, and the Archive are what they crave. It is not a desire I share. I know my place in the world. This is all the knowledge I need. In the depths, everything and everyone belongs to the sea. All we have is shared by others, down to our bodies after we die. What you describe sounds like the way of the surface. It should not be happening here, and yet it does. That is curious indeed. Sir Urkol likes order and being left to his own devices. He is deeply dedicated to his duties. And not only Saras, but all of Avalon should be grateful for it. What lies within the Archive is both powerful and delicate. I believe Sir Urkol is the only one who can keep it safe. I do. I would not be here otherwise. He is the Lord's chosen. That alone proves he is worth following. Sir Urkol is unwavering in his service to him. Not once in hundreds of years has he strayed from his post. It is something I both respect and understand. That is not something I can put into words. You need to experience it yourself. If you're allowed entry, of course. Sir Urkol once told me they were our Lord's answer to his desire to make peace with his new reality. He wandered Saras aimlessly, distraught, afraid he was losing himself and all he knew. The Lord of the Depths inspired him to create a place to store his memories. And that place grew until it became what it is now. I believe it has always been my purpose, from the day I was hatched. My peers in the Ulcerate called me a stickler. I like order, and I do not bore easily. The moment I heard of the Archive, I was drawn to it. But not for what it could give me, but for what I could give to it. Most of the villagers speak very highly of you, that is true. It is clear you have taken my words to heart. Yet, one of them has come to me accusing you of a crime against knowledge. That I cannot tell you. I am sworn to secrecy. I do not know your character well, Toplander. You might be prone to anger, thirsty for revenge. I would rather avoid senseless bloodshed. It is not an accusation to take lightly, Toplander. If proven, it warrants exile from our community. You are accused of being deliberately misleading when sharing your knowledge. No, not unless you prove your innocence. I am sorry, Toplander, but such is the law of this land. There is only one way to clear your name beyond any doubt. You need to stand before the barnacles speaking of lies. They will judge whether the accusation has merit, and their word cannot be contested. But beware, Toplander. Those whom the barnacles judge liars meet a tragic end. Then you will return safely, and I will allow you entry to the archive. You should know by now that knowledge and truth carry special weight here. The barnacles are the only beings who can tell whether those principles were broken. They are both feared and valued. Show them respect, whatever their form. Good. I will await your return, Toplander. That is, if you make it back.
This one asks the Toplander to speak directly. This one...
The Toplander approaches.
Two of them even.
A big one, hidden inside a smaller one. How odd. How unusual.
Have you come for judgment, Toplanders?
Give us all your lies. And all your truths.
We can tell which is which, though you may not like what we say.
We are the barnacles, speaking of lies. We know all the lies, the small ones.
I didn't have time. Of course I remember. No, I don't mind.
And the big ones. You're the only one that matters. Everything will be alright. It wasn't my fault.
Your steps are heavy, weighted, weary, old.
And you are full of lies.
Lies told to others, and many, oh so many, told to yourself. Too many lies for one small Toplander.
We have a piece of advice for you, big Toplander.
You can say them until your voice is hoarse, and the words taste like ashes of what they once were. Yet, they will never become truth.
Oh, the Toplanders wish to know our credentials.
How?
Amusing. Very well.
We come from the primordial depths.
We emerged from a darkness so absolute it became luminous.
We drank our knowledge from the bones of the world.
We sucked them dry of all their gentlest matter until they rang hollow.
They still do. Not that you can tell.
And now we're here, ready for your judgment.
Satisfied? Oh, that is very easy.
Be born with the world.
Slip your tendrils into its every crevice.
Grow 1,000 eyes to peek into its most jealously guarded secrets.
Soak up every word ever spoken.
Thought.
Felt.
And you'll learn how to tell the truth from a lie in no time.
You're not surprised, are you? You do love to lie.
To toy.
To deceive. And the gentlest hearts are so very trusting. So very tempting.
Poor Lyra trusted you completely. Thoroughly. Dreams born of lies are useless.
They cannot flourish. They cannot become truth.
A hopeless dream is the death of the dreamer.
But alas, there's nothing to be done about it.
Sweet Lyra isn't the one who accused you. It was Shell named Hiss, which only proves it truly does take one to know one.
You told Hiss that you have a mission here. That you wish to seek knowledge.
He claims it was false. For why would you search for knowledge here if all of it can be found on the surface?
So, Hiss told a lie to himself. How very surface-like of him.
But you never disabused him of it, did you?
Isn't that a lie of omission? A boring one, but terribly common. No, that only makes him arrogant.
And a little bit foolish.
Oh, what a pickle.
Eons upon eons on the bottom of the sea, and yet never before have we felt like
Our time was being wasted. One conversation was all that was needed. Not us. We will pass no judgment on this. You may walk freely. No need. Toplanders. No need.
this is not the end, only an end.
What goes up must come down, after all.
You'd know something about that, wouldn't you, big Toplander?
You who bury your truths down, down, down. Pesky little things. If only they stayed where you put them.
But no, they crawl back up from their waterlogged graves, sink their claws into you, and try to drag you back down with them.
Perhaps you should let them. Have you thought of that? Maybe then you'd finally learn something. Leave us now, Toplanders. We are done with you.
This one greets the Toplander. This...
You spoke to the barnacles and came back in one piece. That means you've proven your innocence beyond any doubt. I admit, I'm glad that's the case. All important news in Saras is carried everywhere by the currents. And no small amount of gossip, too. Thank you for your honesty, Toplander. The Barnacles are the final jury in such matters. If they cannot pass judgment, your knowledge lies beyond even their understanding. If anything, that only strengthens my decision that you are worthy of entry. You may go in. The door will remain open to you, and only you. It is an honor I grant with a glad heart.
No idle chit-chat. I know who you are, and I know what you wish me to do. But I cannot do it while the place I am bound to keep is sinking into chaos. All this is your doing, so let us skip the pleasantries. I have neither the time nor the wish for courtesy in these circumstances. Your assumption is accurate. First you help me, then you may ask, and I shall judge the outcome of your actions. Then and only then will you have my answer. I need the chaos you've brought here to finally settle. This is a matter of the highest importance. But before you begin restoring order, you must be ready to leave the world you know behind. You can't be distracted by unfinished business. You must enter my after images with a clear mind. I am pleased with your answer. The path to the after images is now open. May your mind remain ever pure and supple.
Stand down, Captain. Turn back now, and perhaps Arthur will reconsider branding you a traitor.
I'm long past caring what he thinks. Besides, being called a traitor by our king almost feels like a badge of honor.
Insolent knave! Do you truly think Nimue will save you? She only kept her neck because she's Merlin's precious pupil. You are nothing.
Look, I've no quarrel with you, Sir Knight. I'd rather be far away from your lot. But alas, I need Nimue for that. So either get out of my way or say a prayer to the All-Mother.
You want to flee, Avalon? Cowards! The lot of you! I won't kill you. I want to see you hang right next to that traitorous bitch. I won't kill you.
Thank you for the rescue, Captain. I won't ask if you understand the consequences. I'm not as foolish as your peers would like to believe. Since you've already stained your hands with the blood of the Knights of the Round Table, does that mean you've made your choice?
Most of my peers were annihilated by those four-armed demons. At least the ones I give a damn about. Watching your quartermaster get ripped apart gives you perspective. A shitty bloody perspective, but a perspective nonetheless.
It does, doesn't it? As for me, I've known nothing else. I don't remember my parents, but I remember the first Four Dweller I ever saw. I may have been born here, but Avalon never felt like home to me. We have to face facts. This war is futile, and it's only costing us more lives. It's time we went home. Our true home. The one we so recklessly abandoned.
Recklessly, huh? Sometimes I forget your lot doesn't remember the Red Death. Doesn't even know it, really.
The Red Death...
Let me finish, before you say something stupid that makes me toss you back into that cell. I'm talking about perspective, the way I see it. Coming to Avalon, we traded one hell for another. But the one before, at least it was ours. Avalon isn't, and I doubt it ever will be.
Then you'll help us. You'll command the fleet again.
Aye, I will. Steering the ships back to the homelands won't be easy, but people say you're powerful enough to make it happen. I don't want to die in this wretched, miserable land, cursed by an enemy that will never stop hating us.
You won't, Captain. I swear it. I'll see to it we all live to see the shores of the homelands, whether for the first time, or once again.
You shouldn't promise things like that. Now I'll have to hold you to it. Still, you've got me. I'll do everything I can to make sure you deliver.
Merlin, where are you? Ugh, I swear if this is another one of your lessons... Merlin, I don't have time for your games!
That, my dear, was a threshold warden. Not so easy to defeat, wouldn't you say? They're beings created to maintain order between worlds. Even King Arthur himself would struggle to win a duel against one. I wanted to show you what you might face if you continue with your plan to leave Avalon. There's no telling how many of them may be waiting on the shores of the homelands.
And that foolish duel with an illusion was supposed to scare me. I've outgrown your games, Merlin. I'm no longer a little girl who needs to be tested with elaborate, impossible challenges. Even if creatures like the Threshold Wardens exist, I won't be facing them alone. I made up my mind. I'm sailing to the homelands.
Nimue, child. You're making a mistake.
Don't call me a child! I'm not making a mistake. I'm fixing yours. I know you thought you were doing the right thing by coming to this island, but the things you and Arthur do now are horrifying. You call it survival, but you're killing the very world you claim to save. You bend life and death to your will and call it wisdom. But all I see is madness, dressed as progress. Even if you somehow made Avalon habitable, you're building its foundations on piles of sacrificed bodies. And how exactly does that make us any different from the Four Dwellers? How could anyone live here, knowing what we know?
I know this war has been long. I'm not proud of everything we've done, but it was necessary for all survival. Yes, blood was spilled, but the land will absorb it and will honor it by building something new. We're so close to victory. Arthur and I are working tirelessly on a solution that will give us an edge. You just need to trust us. Trust me.
Oh, the solution, of course. Your vile, immoral experiments you wanted me to take part in. You know my answer, Master Merlin. For me, the cost outweighs the gain. So let me say it again. You can imprison me, you can try to persuade or intimidate me. I still won't help you. These things you have planned won't bring us victory. They'll only rewrite the future into something far worse than you can imagine. They break the cycle of nature itself, and that break will be paid for by generations not yet born. So yes, my only solution is to go back home.
The homelands are not your home. For you, they're a fantasy so far removed from reality that you can't even comprehend it. Do you think people chose to leave everything they knew on a whim? The Red Death was killing us. We were drowning in blood, pus, and corpses. That's what you want to go back to.
How is that any different from what's happening here? I've watched people die to this senseless war, to the weirdness, since the day I was born. And plagues come and go. It's been years. How do you even know the Red Death is still there?
I see you won't listen to reason.
I could say the same about you. Stay and rot on this island if that's what you wish, but I'm done. You and your precious Arthur can do whatever you please. I want no part in it anymore. We're going home, and you won't stop us.
That's where you're wrong. Your rebellion ends here, Nimue. Perhaps some time in a cell will cool your temper.
What? No, you can't!
I can, and I will. Trust me. This is for your own good. His poor wife. I hope she found some solace. I hope his sister turned out to be smarter than him. Do they truly think this is a game to us, that their deaths mean nothing? You would have died screaming if the Red Death had got you. This inn was merciful, believe me. And yet, you gave it your life. This desperation. We should have never have let it come to this. I should have acted sooner.
Merlin, my scouts reported back about Lear and Nimue's rebellion. They're trying to sabotage the iron shipments from the Forlorn Swords. They say their demand is that Saras and the other ships be allowed to sail away from Avalon. Are they out of their minds? How can they be so oblivious to the dangers we left in the homelands? I held children dying of the Red Death in my arms. I watched them go stiff and cold. And then I myself carried them to the pyres. The homelands are ruined, poisoned. A graveyard soaked in the blood of those we had to leave behind. And they want to go back and weaken our forces in the process.
My king, I agree. This is suicide. The homeland's not a place to return to. They're a tomb. And yet, Nimue, Lear, and the other rebels refuse to see reason.
On that we agree. I've had enough of ordering men to die. But if they choose to go, I'll let them. Let them choose their fate. Let them swim that sea for what it is. If they refuse to believe the danger, let them learn it on their own skin. I'm tired, Merlin. Tired of proving to everyone that we have no home to return to.
Nimue is young, full of dangerous hope. She can be guided, tempered. They can all be kept here and given purpose. There must be another way. A better way than simply letting them die for daring to hold their own opinions in the middle of a war.
Another way? How many more have we lost while we wait for another way? I know what drives them. I've also looked into faces hollowed by hunger, smoke, and fever. And I know what Nimue thinks of our efforts to keep Avalon safe for centuries to come. Yet if she can't see the reason behind all the sacrifices we made to make Avalon our home, if she cannot accept that war is never a clean affair, then perhaps it is best to let her die along with her idealistic views. If it costs me my peace, so be it. Give them Saras. Give them 2 more ships. Send them off. Let them find out for themselves.
You would send them to die just to prove there's no way back to the homelands?
No. I'd make an example of them. They cannot defy our decisions and fight us. The real enemy is in front of us, not among us. That said, I will not be the king who stole their last act of defiance. And if they die in the process, that's their choice.
My king, let me speak with her one more time.
Do as you wish. She's your responsibility. You know my mind. Give them ships. Burn the rest. I have a war to finish.
When Nimue and Captain Lear set sail for the homelands with the rebels, Merlin did the only thing he could to save them. Through a powerful spell, he sealed the entire fleet. Drawing on Nimue's magical potential as its source of power, flashes of light tore through the storm as the ships vanished beneath the raging sea, swallowed by the depths before anyone could understand what had happened. To the world, it looked like mass murder, a cruel punishment for desertion. But in truth, Merlin had saved them, allowing Saras to become its own kingdom, far from the weirdness and the dangers of Avalon.
You're back, child of the surface. I sensed you restoring order to the after images. The calm I feel now tells me that all is correct. Everything is back where it belongs. Thank you for intervening. I trusted it wouldn't happen, and here you are, safe and sound before me. I didn't know exactly what cleaning up the after images would entail. Never before had they been in such disarray. Therefore, I assumed the one whose arrival caused those changes would also be able to restore the old order. A war story, you say? Fascinating. I had no idea they would show themselves to you that way. I have no access to the contents of an after image once it has changed, so I cannot say what you are shown. I can sense the after images as if they were parts of my own body. I know where it hurts, but not why, and I cannot heal myself. Yes, I will honor Josephus's request. Now that the after images are in order, I can leave my post. The melody of the organ will sound again, and Captain Lear will wake. I only hope you know what that entails.
Toplander. This one is glad that you might witness this epochal work. The folk of Tumbo departed into the bosom of the Lord of the Depths, and this one absorbed their knowledge. So much knowledge. It was destiny, and destiny must not be denied. Had this one not carried out the slaughter, some other gatherer of knowledge would have done so. Only one who has amassed sufficiently great knowledge may attempt to seize it from others. This one was ready to submit to the trial. The Toplander again tries to speak falsehoods and defile this one's knowledge. This one will never believe that the sacrifice he made to prove himself worthy of entering the archive was in vain. Urkel never abandons his post. That is common knowledge. So, once again, you tried to deceive this one. But this time, this one needs no barnacles to know he is right. This one is astonished by your persistence in using the words faith and belief. This one reminds you that among us, only knowledge has worth. And it is common knowledge that Urkel is ever watchful. Even if he is absent for a moment, he will return soon to his post. No more lies, Toplander. You will not defile this one's knowledge, nor boast before him that your knowledge is greater. This one calls you to combat.
That has been my suspicion from the moment we set foot here. This place hums with magic, but it isn't the weirdness. I only needed proof. I just didn't expect it to come through Merlin's own memories. It seems I did, though I can't fully explain why. I'm still not entirely myself, but I can understand it. In wartime, showing mercy to deserters wasn't a luxury I could afford. The war was nearing its end, true, but we still couldn't risk losing a single sword. By letting some sail and sinking the rest, I prevented more from fleeing, and in a way, proved that I respected my people's choices, no matter the cost. He did, just in his own way. He had a habit of doing that. I told him to sink the ships, and he did. But he also saved Nimue and the rebels because he wished to. And if that act gave rise to this whole kingdom around us, well, perhaps it turned out for the best, for Saras and its people. Though I wonder what fate awaits them when we need to reclaim the fleet for Avalon. When that time comes, I trust you'll make the right choice. Shell named Hiss never inspired my trust, but to suspect him of plotting the death of his own kind? No one could have foreseen that. I know Tumbo followed laws that we, as surface dwellers, could never fully understand. But mass murder in the name of knowledge? I don't think I ever want to understand the mind of that wretched creature. I only hope the people of Tumbo have found peace, and all the knowledge they desired, wherever they now believe themselves to be. Such a terrible loss.